Have you ever been stuck at an airport watching your flight get delayed again and again? The gate changes, the departure time keeps moving, and slowly, frustration turns into exhaustion. You check the screen one more time, hoping it finally says boarding, but instead another delay. And in that moment, you realize something frustrating. This wasn't just bad luck. Because here's the truth most travelers don't realize. Some flights are far more likely to be delayed than others, not just occasionally, but consistently. Routes where delays aren't the exception, they're the pattern. And once you understand this, everything about how you travel changes. Because based on aviation data, nearly 1 in 4 flights in the US is delayed. Think about that. 1 out of every 4 flights. But on certain routes, that number becomes much worse. And if you unknowingly book one of those routes, you're not just risking a delay, you're almost expecting one. Let's start with one of the biggest delay traps. Number 1, Chicago to Frankfurt. This route looks normal on the surface, a major international connection, busy but efficient. Except it's not. Flights from Chicago O'Hare to Frankfurt have delay rates close to 46%. That's nearly half. So imagine flipping a coin before your flight. Heads, you leave on time. Tails, you don't. Those are your odds. And the biggest reason? Chicago O'Hare, one of the most congested airports in the country, with constant traffic, unpredictable weather, and very little room for error. Once one flight is delayed, it creates a ripple effect, and that ripple spreads fast. Number 2, Washington, D.C. to Frankfurt. Switching airports doesn't solve the problem. Flights from Washington Dulles to Frankfurt also have extremely high delay rates, around 43%, and because these are long-haul international flights, delays are harder to recover from. If a flight leaves late, it usually arrives even later, which can mean missed connections or overnight disruptions. Number 3, Miami to Sao Paulo. This route is a perfect example of how weather can control everything. Around 40% of flights on this route are delayed. And it's not because of poor planning, it's because of Florida weather. Sudden storms, heavy rain, lightning delays. Even a short storm can shut down operations temporarily. And when that happens, everything backs up. Now here's something even more important. It's not just about specific routes, it's about where you connect. Because some airports almost guarantee delays. Number 4, Chicago O'Hare connections. If your trip includes a layover in Chicago, you need to be careful. More than 1 in 4 flights here are delayed. And because it's such a major hub, delays don't stay isolated, they spread. One delayed arrival means another delayed departure, and suddenly, your entire itinerary is affected. Number 5, Denver International Airport. Denver has a different problem. Weather instability. Roughly 27% of flights here are delayed, but what makes Denver unique is how fast conditions change. Clear skies can turn into storms within minutes, strong winds can ground flights unexpectedly, and when that happens, there's very little warning. Number 6, New York airports. JFK. LaGuardia, Newark, these airports are always busy, almost too busy. With delay rates exceeding 25%, they operate on very tight margins, which means even a small disruption can cause major delays. Traffic congestion in the air, limited runway space, and constant demand make delays here extremely common. Number 7, Florida travel routes. Florida may be a top destination, but it's also one of the worst for delays. Airports like Orlando and Palm Beach frequently see delay rates above 30%. Tourism creates heavy traffic, weather creates disruptions. And together, they create unpredictable schedules. Number 8, Dallas-Fort Worth. Dallas is one of the largest airport hubs in the world, and with size comes complexity. About 26% of flights are delayed here. And because so many connections pass through Dallas, one delay can affect multiple routes. It's like a domino effect. Number 9, budget airline flights. This one is often overlooked. Budget airlines operate on tighter schedules, less flexibility, fewer backup options. So when something goes wrong, It takes longer to fix, which is why delay rates can reach up to 28%. You save money up front, but risk losing time later. Number 10, peak season flights. Timing matters more than people think. During peak travel seasons, delay rates increase dramatically. Summer vacations, holiday travel, major events, airports become crowded, flights are overbooked, and even small issues become major delays. Now, here's what most people don't realize. Delays aren't random, they follow patterns, predictable patterns, based on location, timing, and traffic, which means if you plan correctly, you can avoid most of them. Let's talk about how. First, always choose early morning flights. These flights leave before delays start building up. By afternoon, the system is already under pressure, and delays become more likely. Second, avoid short layovers, especially in busy airports. Give yourself time, because one small delay can cause you to miss everything. Third, consider alternative airports. Sometimes a smaller airport nearby can save you hours, less congestion, fewer delays, smoother travel. And finally, check historical delay data before booking, because once you know the patterns, you can avoid the worst routes completely. Here's something else worth thinking about. Delays don't just waste time, they create stress, uncertainty, fatigue, sitting in crowded terminals, constantly checking updates, rearranging plans. It adds up. And over time, it changes how you experience travel. But it doesn't have to be that way, because now you have the information most people don't. You know which routes are risky, you know which airports to be careful with, and most importantly, you know how to avoid them. So next time you book a flight, take an extra minute, look beyond the price, look beyond the schedule. Because sometimes the cheapest flight ends up costing you the most. Now I want to hear from you. What's the worst delay you've ever experienced? Was it hours, an entire day, or something even worse? Drop your story in the comments, and if you want more insights like this, real data, real strategies, make sure to subscribe. Because the more you know, the better you travel, and the less time you waste waiting at the gate.